Okay, so just a little quick introduction for my background, and then I'll share with you some statistics. So I am Sakeel Tufail. I'm Chief Ninja, sounds better than CEO of Secure Ninja. And I have been with the company for over a decade, but I've worked in the industry for over 20 years. We're based in Washington, D.C., and these are some of the companies that I have worked with, both in the commercial and government military space for the past 20 years. I know I don't look that old, but I've got a quite extensive experience. So I wanted to talk about what we're trying to protect. And so if you think about what we're protecting on a digital scale, there's a number of things that we're trying to protect as assets of any organization, no matter if you're from the government or military or commercial space. So data is probably the most common that we hear about protecting. And we want to protect the confidentiality, the integrity, the availability, and then privacy and accountability are terms that are used for data. We also have time, and any type of delays, any type of latency is detrimental to many organizations. Money, of course, transactions, reputation, brand. You don't want your website defaced, or you don't want your company information leaked. Legal, compliance. We have more regulations than ever when it comes to digital systems. Some say not enough. And then we have unique issues in government with regulations, compliance, military, intelligence, and mission-critical systems. All of these equate to dollars or money, but many of them go beyond just money, and it could mean lives, especially when it comes to SCADA and infrastructure and military and war. So we have to protect our digital systems. That's the number one concern. But in today's world, data is becoming even more important. Data is money. It's the new currency. And in old warfare, we had folks such as the person on the left that was protecting our physical assets. But with digital assets, you can see the person on the right is the person that we entrust our security. So we've heard of Internet of Things, and just like any industry, we have all these keywords. A few years ago, it was advanced persistence threat, and then there was BYOD, bring your own device, or bring your own disaster, as some people say. But the issues that we have today are far beyond those keywords. In today's world, when I started 10, 15, 20 years ago, we only had a few 100,000 people on the internet, and then it grew exponentially almost every year. Today we have 7 billion people in the world. We have over 3 billion people connected to the internet at any time during the year. And we have more and more connectivity with the Internet of Things. We also have increasingly complex systems. You know, back in college, I was learning DOS, and the first Windows products came out, and then later on Windows 95 and Mac and many others. But as you've seen, the features and services that are offered are much more complex today. The very first Windows was about 3 million lines of code. Today we have 70 million lines of code plus in our newest operating systems. Our vendors, I'm a developer by my education, and I was a developer for a company called America Online and building chat and subsystems for a while, and used to program in C, C++. The code that I wrote and others wrote on the team were about 90 to 100% our own. Today, when a developer writes an application for an enterprise, less than 20% of that code is actually owned by the company. The rest is third-party, open source, and COTS, what we call commercial off-the-shelf software. So we don't even own our software anymore. We don't have full control over our software. And then when you put it into the cloud, we even have less control. And then we have too much reliance on compliance and standards, and then lack of education when it comes to cybersecurity, as things change very quickly. So I wanted to show you this video, and this is about a minute. And I want you to think about what they're saying in this video.
Encrypted channels. Often the information you want is not transmitted at all. Your target may be outside your monitoring domain. Is passive monitoring enough. You need more. You want to look through your target's eyes.
So this is a company,
You have
you may have heard of them.
target.
They sell malware to governments and other organizations that will pay them money to hack into anyone's accounts.
Have to overcome encryption and capture relevant data.
The messaging is quite blatant. Buy our software so that you can break into other people's private information.
Deployed.
This is off their website. I downloaded the video today. So they're still in business.
Exactly what we do.
They're based in Italy, which is of no consequence, but the issue is that recently RCS, or Remote Control System, also called Galileo, was a product that was used by governments and organizations all over the world, and there were standards and morals and ethics and contracts written that said that they would not sell this software to organizations or governments that shouldn't have this type of software. And then they were hacked. And the company's name is Hacking Team, if you've heard of them. They were breached in the summer. And from that breach, we found out that they had been selling software to more than 70 countries. These are some of the countries that people were concerned about because the government was using it to spy on their own citizens. And you can see that a lot of them have dictators or have been banned by the first world countries from embargoes and other types of limitations on trade. This is a list of all the organizations that were found during the hack that they had sold, including the prices that they've sold. And I see from this that I've really undervalued our pricing. So I have to renegotiate prices. But in any case, you can read the country.